How would you feel about being eaten, Robert?
Being eaten isn't so bad. Hello, I am Robert, your host.
And I'm Laura. So today's movie is The Platform, made in 2019, La Plataforma.
Is that how you say it in Spanish?
Yes. This movie is weird and creepy because you know that most of the buildings start from 1, 2, 3. This movie is the opposite. 3, 2, 1. And I don't know because these guys they are all stuck in the building. Is that like a jail or
It's like it's a jail. So apparently, some people are in there for crimes. So in that sense, it's a jail. But other people are in there voluntarily.
who wants to be there
So
volunteering?
I would say the two main characters, Trimagasi, and the other guy, Goring.
Mm-hmm.
Goring's in there he wanted to quit smoking.
I mean, it's not a big crime, you know.
No, it's not a crime, but
it's not good, but it's
he
not
figured if I go there for 6 months without
I will rehab.
cigarettes, I'll quit smoking. But Trimagasi is in there for, I think he accidentally killed somebody, so they threw him in jail. But the weird part about this, aside from the numbering system, and by the way, you just see the inside of it, and there's no windows. There's light, but I don't think they're windows. I think it's lights on the wall. So they could be underground.
Yeah, obvious. Yes, and what is going on with the food in there, with the food situation?
Well, I don't want to be obvious about it, but it's a movie with a statement, right? So there's 2 people per cell,
Obvious.
1 cell per floor, obviously. And there's a big hole in the floor. And you look down, it goes down you find out in the movie, but it's like way more than 100 stories, right?
Obvious.
You look down, and they have a sink, so I guess they can have as much water as they want. And I guess they go to the bathroom in the sink because they didn't see a toilet. But the thing about this film is there's the name of the movie, The Platform.
The platform, plataforma.
La Plataforma.
Plataforma.
There's in that hole, it's like an elevator shaft, and every day, once per day, for 2 minutes, this platform, which is about the size of a bed, like a twin bed, comes down and it pauses for 2 minutes, and it fills up the hole in your cell floor for 2 minutes only, and there's food on it, and you have to eat. That's your food for today.
Yes.
That's it.
You're supposed to eat whatever you need.
Yeah. And of course, they don't restock it. So whoever's up on level 1, the food is brand new.
Exactly.
Untouched.
So second floor, they still have something to eat.
They get the leftovers from the
Yes.
first floor.
Yes.
And then it just keeps going down. And then there's a horn blows and the platform starts to move down. And you can't keep it a food. You can't say, I'm going to take this, shove it in my pocket and eat it later, because they know somehow, and they turn the heat up, or they turn the heat way down and you begin to freeze. So they make it environmentally uncomfortable for you to steal food. Eventually you'll die. So you just got to leave all the food on the table and let it go down. And so by the time, we saw the whole movie, so we know how many levels there are.
Yes.
There's a lot of levels, but there's more than 100, let's say. And so you get down, near 100, and the table's pretty picked over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with no edible food, just like dishes and stuff. The only thing you get to bring in with you, I'll call them prisoners, every participant or prisoner, they get to bring one object with them. So you think...
So what about the objects? Are there any special objects in the movie?
There are, but you could pick... So what if you were sent to prison for 6 months or a year, and you could bring one thing with you, what would you bring?
What will you bring, Robert?
The book. The main character brings Don Quixote. He wants to read. Like, who brings a book? Other people are bringing knives, swords.
You have to survive.
I don't think you bring a gun. I don't know if anybody had a gun, but they bring knives and swords. Because here's the thing. It's a movie about a societal scarcity and food scarcity. And really, if everybody ate just enough, oh, I'm just going to eat this. Oh, that's all I need. And then they let the food go down to the lower levels. Everybody would have something to eat.
Yes.
But they don't. The people up high are gluttonous pigs, and they eat all the food they want. They're probably gaining weight while they're in prison, and then very little food trickles down, so to speak. In fact, if I had to, what is this movie about? It's trickle down food supply, and there's a subplot where some of the characters say, no, don't eat that. Just you eat a little bit and let the other people go down. You know, that's a strong plot point here. We never really find out who's in control of the prison. It's like the administration, obviously. And they're all adults. There's not supposed to be any kids in the jail. But you know what happens when people start to starve? You haven't eaten anything for a month.
What can you do if you haven't eaten and you have someone next to you?
Right, you got like a big fat cellmate over there.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe the object you brought was a knife.
Yes.
Or a hammer. Or a surfboard. What, you know. So okay, people turn
It's
to
obvious. What would you do is obvious. You know?
cannibalism, right? There's some people eating going on in here. You're in your, this is an important part. You're in your cell. Let's say you're on level 47. You're in there for a month with your cellmate. 1 month at that level. But then at the end of the month, they gas you with knockout gas, and they shuffle you and your roommate to another level. Everybody it's all random. So you could be like number 3, and then the next
Being number
day,
40.
or worse, you could be down at the bottom where no food ever makes it. So, you know, maybe some people eating might be going on.
Yeah. How would you feel about being eaten, Robert?
Being eaten isn't so bad. It's not bad.
No. I prefer mine medium well. This like a little bit rare.
I like dark meat.
Yeah?
Yeah. Eating dark meat too. I didn't really see any goofs. No continuity errors. And you know why?
Why?
This is my theory. My theory is the set is so simple. It's concrete walls.
It's the same.
And every cell that they're in is the same. They're all
Yes,
identical.
of
There's a
course.
hole in the floor. There's 4 walls. It's identical. So what's the only thing that changes? Well, when there's fighting and they try and eat each other or beat the shit out of each other, there's blood, right? So that's the only little continuity issues where the blood, as I say in every movie with blood in it, they kind of get that wrong because multiple takes and multiple makeups and but it's a very concisely shot film, which they probably did on purpose to make it seem constrained because you're in prison and all that.
But everything is repetitive because it's the same scenario.
The only thing that changes is how much food you get.
Yes. What's the message of this film, Robert?
The panna cotta is the message.
The panna cotta is the message.
Obviously.
Obvious. Some lines from this movie. You are 100% fucked.
Go down to go up.
Eat or be eaten.
Stay behind the goddamn surfboard, motherfucker.
Do you have any gluten or lactose intolerance?
And my favorite. I can't shit upwards. Did you ever try it?
Let's see.
I can only shit downwards. Ivan Masage is the star of this movie.
Yes, obvio.
Foreign actor, but I recognized him. He appears in the movie Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro. He plays La Tarta. He's a member of the rebels in the mountains in that movie.
I watched some more.
He's the one that stutters in that movie. In Pan's Labyrinth, and he's sort of the hero in this movie. He's a great actor. I imagine everything he does is in Spanish. Fortunately, for this movie, they dubbed it for morons like me. You watched it in Spanish, though,
Yes.
right?
Obvio.
Obviously. I reviewed Pan's Labyrinth last year, and if you want to see it, you can watch all of my reviews on allmediatv.com.
We really like this movie.
Yeah, we're going to give it 4 pumpkins. It's a really good movie.
Yes, I think 4 is fine.
Yes, 4 pumpkins.
Hey, no, but you have to give me some.
I'm holding all the pumpkins because I'm higher than you. 4 pumpkins. Hello, if you liked this review on October Moviefest Countdown, you could see more Robert stuff on allmediatv.com. Right?
Yes. Go to allmediatv.com.